Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to wait and see if anybody receives a notification and see if anybody shows up. And I know this is recorded right now, so I am back, and I'll repeat some of this stuff. I'm back from YouTube timeout for medical misinformation on a video that I posted a year ago that belongs to another TI that was actually a mirror. It wasn't even my content. But I'm going to wait and see if anybody shows up. I wanted to do the live because I don't have a lot of space on my phone. I've been taking a lot of photos, and some of the photos are live, so they take up more space. And then I've noticed that my security camera app just takes up a lot of space on the phone. And each time it records photos every day, it just increases the space that it uses on the phone. I've got to go and delete footage. It's becoming a problem. So I'm just going to wait here, la-di-da-di-da. I just have a bunch of notes here about things that people have asked me. Let's see if I'll write something in the chat. I'll just write, let's see. Hello, everyone. See if anybody's here. And I see that there's another person here, or two people. This is an impromptu live, just to tell everybody I'm back and to tell you what happened and what happened while I was in YouTube timeout. I was in timeout. I don't know, the last time I was in timeout, I think I was 5 years old. No, actually, the last time I was in timeout was the last time YouTube gave me a strike for the same thing. On a video that I posted that belonged to somebody else that was still live. I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get the rules here. Just tell me the rules. But the rules have to apply to everybody, not just me. Okay, so that just really bothers me. So anyway, I've got a lot of things to discuss. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. I know this is recorded, so even if you're not here, and I blabber on about all the things that I wanted to discuss, you'll be able to listen to it tomorrow or in a couple of hours or whatever. I know a lot of you guys are on the West Coast, so there is a 3-hour time difference right here in Eastern Kentucky. It's 11:21 p.m. I wanted to start this live earlier, but as you know, I've got those guineas. And they're not like the chickens. They're like a bunch of teenagers that don't want to go to sleep at night. So they won't go in until it gets dark. Like the hens are already in. They'll go in, they're in at 7:30, 8 o'clock. They're in there. But the guineas, oh no, 9 o'clock goes by, 9:30 goes by. And I'm just like twiddling my fingers. And then when I finally get them in and take care of the cats, I come in here and cook dinner, which is what I did tonight. I don't cook dinner every night. I'll usually cook for 2 days. And then when those 2 days go by and I don't feel like cooking, I'll just eat whatever is in the refrigerator. I'll make a sandwich or something like that. But I wanted to discuss, so I was gone for 7 days. Not gone, I was in YouTube timeout for 7 days. During those 7 days, I did post some new videos to the backup channel. The backup channel is Alternative Homesteading and the number 2. So it's Alternative Homesteading, the number 2. So I sent some videos there, and then today I uploaded those same videos back to the main channel. And then I have targeted pets. And on targeted pets, start building the other channel. Yeah, so I'm starting, so whatever I post here, I'll just have to remember to send it to the other channel too. But I've been telling people and posting it in the description section like for months now that I have a backup, and nobody subscribes. I actually have more subscribers on Targeted Pets than I do on the Alternative Homesteading too. Now I understand, it's a pain in the neck subscribing to all these things. But if I don't have the subscribers, you'll not know, if I get a strike here. So the way it works with YouTube is you get to go for training, and it's very weird. So you get to take this little training session, and I completely forgot about it on the last strike that it disappeared. But I can take this training, so I took the training and I passed. And they don't like fully come off until October. So whomever is reporting the videos has been following and stalking my channel now for a long time. They've got a plan. They're spacing the time, and this time it was on my birthday. And then at the same time, Facebook said I was spreading misinformation on a video that I shared, more healing things. That had nothing to do with me. I didn't write it, and I just said, I'm sharing this. It looks like good information. And the same thing happened at Facebook. Yes, let me see. Drop links. 1 second. Let me go to my chat. 1 second. Okay, so here's the targeted pets. 1 second. And let me get, so here's a link to the targeted pets. And then it would be, let's see. Let me just read this here. Okay. So it's Targeted Pets and Alternative Homesteading 2, the number 2. So the Targeted Pets, it has mostly related to the pets, because I realized that with my targeting, I have 2 separate primary issues, and one of them is absolutely related to the cats, the nonprofit. The second one, you know what it was? I typed it in myself. Let me find it. It probably has some numbers after it. 1 second. 1 second. Let me go find it. And my laptop is extremely slow. Like, I'm just running out of space everywhere on my phone, my laptop. My laptop is so old. I need a new one. Okay, let's see. Let me go search for me. The plus is that when I pull it up, it pulls up easily. There are some targeted people's channels that I cannot find at all. Even with a link, sometimes I cannot get to them. Okay, here you go. This link should work. You can try that one. I just pulled it up on YouTube. Yeah, it's Alternative Homesteading 2, and then they add like some of these letters and numbers after it. It's because it's a new channel, and after you have a certain number of subscribers or whatever, you can actually change the name, like validate the name. So I might in the future call it something else. And I think what the difference is too is this is alternative homesteading. It's all one word and the letter two. And then my regular channel is alternative homesteading with a space in between. So that's what the difference is. But either way, alternative homesteading 2 has cats as the thumbnail. Two cats. That's Mikey and Jesse, the two cats that they disappeared on me. So I wanted to mention that I want to thank everybody first. I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. That was July 21st. And thank you for all the people that recognized that I was gone. I did receive emails, from concerned people asking me if I was okay, and I want to develop a method, maybe even a mailing list, on how to contact all you guys, just to let you know that I'm okay. And the same thing with you. And that's another thing I really want to discuss on the channel. And it has come to light again because of Karen, who was hit. Her car was totaled. She ended up in the hospital. They released her too soon. She falls. They bring her back to the hospital, but because the EMS worker is a young piece of crap, and Karen was under the influence of morphine, she was talking a little gibberish. He declared her as having some kind of mental illness, and that once she got to the hospital, they were going to transfer her to a psych ward. This has got to stop. It just has to stop. And I want to create some method for all of us. Anybody who subscribed, I think it's a great idea. If we have, and I know how private everybody is, we need to have email addresses. We need to have phone numbers of at least 4 people across the United States in each time zone. And then, of course, some of you guys are in other countries, but you need to have emergency contacts in different time zones where if you get Baker acted, if you get arrested, if you get sent to prison, if you're detained, if you get into a car accident, you could be on the side of a road and not have anybody to call, right? And then when you're Baker acted, they take away your phone and stuff in case you memorize, unless you memorize it or give you a piece of paper to write it down. Really, it sounds exactly like your older friend to a T. Same thing. It's absolutely scripted. So scripted. There's another targeted female in New Jersey. The same thing happened to her. The strange person comes up with a clipboard, wants to discuss with her mental health, and then pulls her out of her home and Baker acts her and stuff. And this is a lawyer, for God's sake, right? So that was a lawyer. I'm a psychologist. And I cannot believe that. And they're doing it to journalists. They did it to Janet Phelan. I think they did it to Romola D. I mean, they're just doing it across the country. It's probably happening around the world. It's just disgusting. It's despicable. But anyway, I think that we need to have a plan. We need to have the phone numbers of somebody that you can trust in different time zones. So if you live in the United States and you're on the East Coast, she tripped over the dogs in your house. Paramedics showed up claiming her to be an addict. Oh, isn't that interesting? You trip over a dog and her arm was bent backwards. These effing people. Oh, yeah. Oh, tell me, but don't go there because I'm going to talk. We could always talk about the Manalapan Police Department, the criminals there, the Stasi Nazi criminals at the Manalapan Police Department. Oh, yeah. What they did to me on December 10, 2018. And then just 4 months earlier than that, my newly installed provocateur perp witch neighbor called the police on me, claiming that I cursed at her infant son while he was in the car. There was nobody in the car. She actually walked out of her front door to harass me. This is the same family that destroyed my property, with their landscaper, and I sent them a letter and they wrote a nasty one back to me. This is all on my channel, by the way. Um, and then the Manalapan police would not even accept anything I said, and actually wrote in an incident report that I was a terror threat with disorderly conduct. I was walking on my own driveway. She addressed me first. She said, "What are you looking at?" She was the provocateur. She made up an entire story. Her little baby was not in the car. He was in the house. And yeah, they just make this stuff up. They make it stuff up. Is scripted. That's why it's called street theater. They're provocateurs. They're given uh, not only a script, but probably in the morning, they're told exactly what to do. They're given, instructions for the day, like, hey, go into Lorraine's kitchen, go get that vial, stuff your vial with gnats, go into her kitchen, could you just dump those gnats in her kitchen sink? Ha 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 ha, it's just so funny. They'll start flying all over the place. There are more gnats in my house than there are outside. So yeah, but anyway, with regard to this, I think it's really important for all of us to have phone numbers of people to call in case of an emergency. And it could be all different time zones, because the time zones are different on the East Coast and the West Coast. We really need to find somebody. It could be somebody in the chat. It could be it has to be somebody you trust, right? You don't want to be calling somebody in the middle of the night and then being a perp and saying some things to, a psychiatrist or a medical doctor. That is not cool. But also, it came to my attention by a subscriber, and then I looked into it, and then I asked one of his friends, and no one has heard from Jeff, the American Guinea Pig Cash Cow. That's his YouTube channel. Now, this is concerning to me for a few reasons. One, he always carries around a little camera. He's got his little dog with him. He does live in an RV, but he's been very angry on his channel lately, like threatening people. And something he did that was really not cool. At first, I thought it was funny. I thought it was fake. What he did was he applied for a job at the CIA. I kid you not. And I don't know what it was. I don't remember what the job was. But you had to add your job experience and a copy of your resume. So he wrote in there, and you could see it on the screen. He wrote in there, I'm a targeted individual. That's all you need to know. A non-investigative subject on the watch list, or something like that. And he literally clicked send. And at first, I thought he said, and I haven't listened to it again, I thought he said, oops. I wasn't sure if he really was going to send it, but he actually did send it. And I'm thinking, now, if I were the CIA and I got some prank email like that, I might look into it, right? I mean, wouldn't you? Like, if you were a company and you got some prank email, you might want to look into it. So that was a little concerning. And then he also drives around, and I see people coming in and out. Like, it was up to 4 people, then it dropped to 3, and then 2, and then 1. So it could be that people are having a hard time getting on to the chat. I mean, they have a hard time posting comments. So I could see that the powers that be would knock them off the chat. But he's done some things with politicians that are not all that cool. Like, he was placing a lot of phone calls, about FISA and the watch list and everything. That was fine. And then he was sending emails, and I don't know if it always came off professional. Some of it seemed a little threatening, and he was definitely threatening to other targeted people, like including my own self. So anyway, I am friends with one of his friends that he had been in contact with before he was ever in contact with me. And she's also on TikTok. So we're friends on TikTok. So I sent her a message on TikTok and she responded. I actually spoke with her yesterday. And she said, after you sent me that message, I tried to contact him. I tried to email him, call him. She says, nothing. I'm not getting anything. So that was a little concerning. So now, you don't know if, could he have been picked up to go to jail? I mean, he is driving around in an RV with his little dog. And aside from being a targeted person, there is just a lot of crime out there. I remember him saying he was going back to California. I think he was in California. But, people who are not targeted get picked up. People who are not targeted encounter crime and road pirates and stuff like that. So no one has heard from him. He's not responding to anybody. I'm the third person now, and if anybody knows anything about him, either leave a comment or you can contact me via email at alternativehomesteading@gmail.com. I mean, I'm not friends with the guy, but listen, if we're targeted people, we need to keep track of each other. We can't allow other targeted people to go missing, which is why I was really pleased when some of you emailed me and ask like, am I okay? You haven't posted in a while? But what was happening is people were commenting on my old videos, and I was immediately responding to them. So a lot of people who were receiving comments from me probably didn't notice that I was gone because they received a comment. So during those 7 days, my propane tank again was vandalized. Etchings on the bottom, on the base, black etchings. I photographed it, videotaped it. It's right now it's on Alternative Homesteading 2. I tried to download it to re-upload it, and the software that I use to download it, I think I just don't have enough space left to be downloading stuff. I'm going to have to clear up some information. So during that time, my gate was vandalized. They pulled my gate up off of the hardware on the post. So I'm able to get one on. I can't get the both on because that cattle gate is heavy. I mean, the cattle gate is a couple of 100 pounds. And I can't hold up even the middle to get it to go on the post. So they vandalized the gate. So that means they trespassed, and it's criminal mischief. The propane tank is the back of my house. That was done in the morning because when I walked behind there to feed the birds, it was not there in the morning. It was not there at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was not there at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. But by 11 o'clock in the morning or 12, it was there. So that goes to show you that I not only have somebody watching me, but there's somebody on my property all the time, 24/7. Let's see. They've been vandalizing the Cats building. And, so I woke up today, after 7 days of tube timeout. I had no internet connection. So I had to call our local internet company, and they didn't have outages and stuff, but my internet wasn't working. So they had to work with me and reset it remotely. So then I finally got it back. And then after that, I get a phone call that I was not home. I was not in the house from Karen. She's in another hospital now. I did not have time to call her. I just didn't even have the head for it today. I'm going to call her tomorrow. When you're dealing with a lot of other targeted persons issues and you've got so many of your own, sometimes you have to check out. I've got so much going on here between my birds, my cats, the vandalism here, the witchcraft, and then the radiation. And then this morning I woke up and my toilet would not flush. So here we go again. And it's like, okay, what happened? I'm one person living here. Unlike New Jersey, I never throw litter down the toilet. It was working before I went to bed, but then I wake up and it's not flushing. This didn't make sense to me. you know? So I use the plunger in the morning, I use it in the afternoon, I use it at night. I put baking soda and vinegar, it's sizzled, and that usually works. It's not working. I think these criminals did something. They did something maybe externally. So, okay, so I wanted to mention again for anybody that's listening, I do have 2 backup channels. And I'm also on Rumble and BitChute, but I have not posted there. I created the channels just to have them pretty much. I don't have time to upload to all of these spaces. I just don't. I mean, it's enough for me to upload here. And this is the only channel that's monetized, which is why they hit me here. You know, it takes a long time to get monetized. And I've seen other YouTube creators where they'll just tell them what happened to their channel, and their subscribers will automatically subscribe to the backup. But that's not been happening here. Like I said, I think on my backup channel, I've got under 30 people subscribed. You know, from these over 2,000 people. So on the targeted pets, I'll generally post mostly pet stuff. As it relates to the targeting. So what I've been doing there is I've been locating very short clips from my feral cat colony because I had trail cameras. Oops, there's one of my alarms. I've got all these alarms because the criminals put me to sleep all the time with radio frequencies. So I have been locating some of those really short clips on my trail cameras, and I've been uploading them to targeted pets. They're really short. If you could like them, that would be great, and watch them. That'll help build up that channel also. I think they're like just about 40 subscribers there. And the videos are cute. You know, you could see me in some of the videos from 2016 and 2017. You can see some of the cats that I rescued that I still have. And what the feral cat colony looked like. So for all those people that slander me out there that I'm a feral cat lady and I'm dirty and smelly and I have got cat urine over my house, you can go check out those videos and see how immaculate my house was. And even the stupid ass Sergeant Carey, when he called Central State, said, well, she's got 30 cats in her house, but her house is clean. Yeah, of course it's clean. The reason I had 30 cats is because I wasn't going to leave them behind when I moved. So along with with a local trapper and animal control and myself, we trapped every one of those cats and brought them into my house, and I socialized them after they all went to the vet. And yeah, it cost a small fortune. But yeah, it's great to have the Manalapan police slander you and then have other idiots, cyberstalkers here on YouTube, and we all know who they are, right? You know, one of them is a primate, and then he's got his little, you know, chimp friends that follow him, and he's got his little chimp cyberstalkers. They're all on, what do you call that? Discord. They're on the Discord playing games all day long and all night long. And they stalk my channel and they downvote my videos. So I uploaded a video to my channel today of the move from New Jersey to Kentucky. It's really short. I don't know. It might be under 40 seconds. And you could see the blue pet carriers like in a semicircle. It was downvoted to 50%. Now, who would do something like that other than the feral cat cartel or the cyberstalkers? So that's what's happened today. I think we need to create these in case of emergency contacts, and you know we'll have to think about it. Think really long and hard about it. It could be a family member. It has to be somebody in the targeting community also. You're welcome to use me. You know, you can email me. I'll call any hospital or any psych ward and give my 2 cents. Because I think that it's really important to be not only polite and persistent with these people, but to let them know that you have somebody on the outside checking in on you every day. So I really appreciate the people who did check in on Karen. I know that there were at least 3 of us that were calling and speaking to her for a long time. And that's really important. The best thing for them is if nobody ever calls. If nobody calls there, they just do whatever they damn please in those hospitals. And there's a YouTube creator, the Patriot Nurse, and she lives in Tennessee. But she did a video recently about not going to the hospital, or what to do if you're forced to go to the hospital or forced to whatever. So she gave some really good instructions about that. I haven't had time to share the video because I can't download it. I can't download any videos for some reason. I think I don't have enough disk space to download it and then re-upload it. So I might be able to have to share it. So I think we need to have at least 4 emergency contacts in different time zones, and even in another country if somebody's willing to call or email. And also, with regard to, somebody mentioned this to me, to be really careful about Dr. Robert Duncan, because obviously he was taken out. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. He's 53 years old. He was healthy. They didn't want his new book to be published. And people are asking me, well, what's the name of the new book? Like, I don't want to write all this stuff down, okay? You know, they're watching my channel, they're watching your channel, they're watching what I share. You can see it as the thumbnail when I announced that he passed. And there are actually 3 of those videos, and I haven't had time to link them all together as a playlist. But there's one where the thumbnail, it looks white and it has writing over it. And basically what it is the title of the book, the collaborative book, the collaboration of research with his research group. So it's got the name, you know, the title, and then the subtitle, and then his name and his accreditations, and then he names his little group there. So you'll have to take a screenshot of it, and I don't know where we're going to find this information. All this work that he was working on, I'm sure it was on a laptop. I'm sure he was smart enough to circulate it. I'm sure the people that he was collaborating with have copies of it. I hate to think it was lost, if you don't get my drift. And that's what happened with Helena Chorba. Helena Chorba was a civil engineer. She lived in Pennsylvania. She was remarkable. And she was the one, she absolutely hated the word gang stalking. She would not let anyone even talk to her or get involved in the lawsuit that she was fundraising for. She fundraised $20,000 on a GoFundMe. She's the only one who raised all that money. And I will tell you, fuzz a fact, and I don't really care if they hear this, but not one of those groups, you know, those podcast groups, you know, the one that filed the lawsuit, or the Ella Fraud, or any of those other ones, like Frank Allen, nobody donated to that GoFundMe. Even though she asked, nobody donated to raise money for a lawyer for a lawsuit. And she raised $20,000. Yeah, $20,000. So, and where was I going with that? She was Baker acted a couple of times, and she was ratted out by members of the community that called the police to give her welfare checks. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And it was her daughter that found out. Oh, this is where I was going with it. This is her daughter that found out after she combed through Helena's telephone log. And she found the last person that Helena spoke to on the phone, literally within minutes, like 3 minutes of her dropping dead in front of her front door. I contacted that person via phone and email, no response. I asked other people in the community to contact that person, no response. But when her daughter was there looking for all of Helena's calendars and notebooks and stuff, they were all missing. All missing. But Helena would never have unalived herself, because the last phone call that she and I had, we were talking about juicing. You know, we didn't always talk about targeting. So we were talking about chickens and the things that we eat and organic foods. And she was giving me some recipes. I told her about this new juicer. It's called the Nama Juicer. Like, I found it online through another YouTube creator. She ordered it immediately. And when her daughter went to her house after she passed, her daughter found the juicer in an Amazon box by the front door, outside. So that just goes to show that she ordered it. She was waiting for it. They could never have said that she tried to take her own life, because she ordered that juicer, and she would never have done that. And till this day, there's no cause of death. But all of her journals and calendars disappeared. So that's what my concern is, that Duncan's calendars and journals and articles disappeared. And then you have to wonder, like, buying all of his books now, you know, through Amazon, through other means, through eBay. I hope he has something set up that money is not going to be stolen or disappear, that it goes back to his family members. And there was a correction. He does have a family, a mother is alive, but she's in a nursing home. His father did pass away. And it's really ironic, because there are three, they don't usually do this, 3 TIs living in the same town in Idaho. Yeah. There was one that was interviewed by David A. in Boise. A Duncan was in Boise. And Karen, you know, the woman who had 3 auto accidents in a year. The last one totaled her vehicle. She's a nurse and ended up in the hospital, and then Baker acted, and then she fell, and then all 3 of them in Boise. They don't usually do that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I know in New Jersey, I mean, it doesn't mean that there weren't other targeted people in Manalapan. I just didn't know of them, but I knew they were all over New Jersey. They were all over. There were at least 3 of them that I knew down towards Toms River, the Toms River and the Lakewood area down there. There was one in Newark, all the way West Jersey. And then here in Kentucky, there's one in Louisville, there's one in Winchester, there's one down near Elizabethville. I mean, it's becoming an epidemic of loading people onto this list. It's actually despicable. It's despicable. But I wanted to tell you about a book that I just bought too. Like, not only did I purchase Robert Duncan's book, Project Soulcatcher, Volume 2, Secrets of Cyber and Cybernetic Warfare Revealed, Declassified. I read a short chapter on my channel. I first uploaded to Alternative Homesteading 2, then I re-uploaded it today. And so far, 2 or 3 people have asked me to read some more from it, so I will when I have time. The issue is I need to clean up my phone. I don't have a lot of space left on my phone, and it really unnerves me to start reading and then get cut off because I have no space left. So I need to make enough space where if I read a whole chapter, it's gonna get through. And then I purchased this other book, I had no idea it was this big. If I had known it was this big, I probably would not have ordered it. It is huge. Not only is it thick, um, but it's huge. It's like I don't know. It's like 14 by 10 or 12. It's a huge paperback book. It reminds me of like a law book. The only positive thing about it is the print is wonderful. The print is large. It's largely spaced. A lot of targeted people's books, I have just a hard time reading because the print is so tiny and self-published books and stuff. But this book is called Transhuman Genocide: The Enemy at the Gate. The Ultimate Guide to Directed Energy Weapons. Yeah, the Ultimate Guide to Directed Energy Weapons. And let's see. I don't know who wrote it. Oh wait, here it is. Ron Johnson. It's not on the outside of the book, it's on the inside of the book. So some of the headings are electromagnetic waves, directed energy weapons, the nightmare of directed energy weapons, shielding strategies, safe rooms, the tile system, grounding, military grade armor, attenuation, shielding materials, magnetic shielding, surviving the shadow war, emergency shielding, and a quick summary, conclusions, and frequently asked questions. And then, when you turn the page, there are manufacturers of directed energy weapons. And we all know what some of these are, right? Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon Technologies, MBDA, BAE Systems, and Rafael Advanced Defense Systems. Now I'm going to tell you, and this is a fact, I'm on the DoD mailing list for what they spend money on. It's called the contract list. I mean, you think it's a hit list, right? But no, it's a contract list. Hi, let's see, who is that? Do you have a bike? Do I have a bike? I do. You can't ride a bike around here. You have no idea what it looks like. No. I'm not going to kill myself riding a bike around here. No, no. If I had a four wheeler, I should have bought a four wheeler. Um, you have an e-bike. Yeah, there are a lot of people that are buying e-bikes. Now, if I lived in New Jersey, I would buy an e-bike. But around here, you need like a four wheeler. But then you have to worry about gas. Although four wheelers, unlike a vehicle, a car, it's not going to consume as much gas. But no, I don't have an e-bike. But I do watch a YouTube creator, Prepper Princess, and she wrote a book about living on a dime. She's a self-proclaimed millionaire and cheapskate, however you call it. And she did a video today about some of the things that everybody should have for what's coming, and she mentioned an e-bike. So I don't know what I would do with an e-bike. I mean, the roads around here are so bad. Like, I would not feel comfortable riding one. I mean, unless there were two back wheels or something like that for stability. And I think there is an e-bike with two back wheels. A lot of these prepper channels, homesteading channels, discuss e-bikes, and I think there is one with two back wheels. But we all do need to start preparing for the unthinkable. Storing extra food, extra water, learning where your water is locally, foraging, if you live near that area, having some cash on hand. So the Department of Defense, I received their newsletter. It's a daily newsletter. Oh, is that right? that they can't track e-bikes. Are you sure? Because the very fact that they begin with an E, you know, um, would imply that there might be some kind of a microchip in there. If there's some kind of a chip in there, I'm not sure about that. I haven't done any research on it. It could be that they can't now, but they will. I mean, they want to track your vehicles. They want to be able to turn off your car when you're driving. No tax, insurance, or license. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. So e-bikes are not taxable. You don't require insurance, or you don't need to license them. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. No one's mentioned it. Oh, and I just got an alert right now. Low disk space. You're running out of disk space and local C drive. Meanwhile, I have deleted so many programs. I've deleted so many documents. I've deleted so many emails. I don't even know what to do anymore with this. I'm just going to have to start deleting more stuff. And here comes a bug, like crossing my path. Oh, so anyway, I found a little more evidence today. I walked out to my front gate, and I'm picking up, dead leaves that fell on the floor, and this bark that seems to be appearing out of nowhere. And on the floor, next to the base of my tree, where all this charred bark was a nail. And that's what they do. And this is what I notice is they always leave behind some sharp object, and they are always using these sharp objects that they can carry around and dispose of easily. So yeah, I found a nail that wasn't there yesterday. So they had that nail there, and it's sharp enough where they could have been chafing at the bark of the tree with it at the base. So yeah, so that's really interesting about the e-bike. I did not know that. I'll have to do a little research on it, and I would imagine a lot of people are making them now. But I don't know if you've got any questions or comments. Also, you can leave them down in the chat section there. So all these manufacturer of directed energy weapons, when I get that DoD contracts list and all the money that they're doling out for contracts, every one of these manufacturers that I just read are on the DoD payroll. The DoD is paying every one of these companies. And we're not talking about a few $100,000. We're talking about millions of dollars for these contracts. Millions of dollars. Oh, but you know what? We just have to keep buying into all these wars, and as more and more people become homeless, unemployed, and now I think it was in California or somewhere else that they're saying now that to be homeless is against the law. I mean, this is nuts. It's just, this is insanity. So, in this book, The Transhuman Genocide, The Enemy at the Gate, The Ultimate Guide to Directed Energy Weapons, and as I turn the page, now this is bizarre. The first photo I see is Elon Musk wearing armor, like he's a gladiator or something. It's very bizarre. And then it goes on to say, as we struggle to survive the Hunger Games of the modern era, the forces of evil are positioning themselves for total control of the planet and the assimilation of humanity. Much of the world around us is already controlled by, quote unquote, the beast system technology, and it won't be long before this technology begins assimilating humans like the Borg. This process of assimilation is only a few short years away, thanks to brain hacking technologies such as Neuralink and Starlink. Oh, that's why they've got his photo here. The plan is to link everyone together into a hive mind that is controlled by a supercomputer. Why would anyone want to do that? I mean, this is sick. We're talking about humans. We're talking about people. Link them together with a hive mind through a supercomputer? Companies controlled by Elon Musk are at the forefront of this assimilation process, and they're even preparing to unleash an army of robots that will merge with SpaceX to become the new Space Force arm of the military. Oh my goodness. And when that happens, there will be no stopping where Elon's armies can be normalized or imposed. Well, Elon, the one thing is I know he's got heart in there. I know he does. What are my thoughts on mushy peas? What? You pay for your groceries cash, so I don't get tracked. I avoid Kroger. Kroger. Oh, really? I've never shopped at Kroger. I order a lot of my food online. And when I go into town, we've got the usual, um, save a lot, save a little, save a lot. Um, I think one of the local stores is closing down or closed down. Kenneth, what do you mean? What are my thoughts on mushy peas? I don't know. You want mushy peas? My chickens love mushy peas. They love them. So I buy them canned peas. Yes, I do. So let's see. Unfortunately, the X factor isn't alone trying to make assimilation happen. Tech companies worldwide are working together to facilitate an AI takeover, an event that they call the singularity, a term astrophysics physicists also use to describe a black hole, which turns out to be very fitting given that this singularity event will suck everybody in and wipe out organic life as we know it. Well, I think that's what CERN is going to do. You grow peas. Oh, you make your own peas. Well, good for you. Well, I grew peas this year. Nothing's grown yet. I did everything so late this year. I was just so late in planting because my chickens kept digging up all my beds, and then the criminals kept destroying everything. So I said, I don't even know what to do. So when we had like our first big rain, I just threw some seeds in, and I just wanted to see what would catch, and I actually have peas growing. So but anyway, do I like chicken in a can? I don't eat chicken. No, I don't eat chicken, but my cats do. My cats like chicken in a can, and I buy them chicken in a can. Um, so yeah. Why do you ask? I eat organic. I eat mostly organic food, and I'm a vegetarian. Maybe I should make that clear. I don't eat meat. I don't drink soda except for root beer. Like I really like root beer. If it's a root beer and ginger ale, like the natural kind that has real uh, roots in it and real ginger. Hi, hi there. Oh yes, thank you. I was in YouTube timeout. So I was in timeout for 7 days because I was a very bad girl because I mirrored Zacho's Green Love Ewing's video with binaural beats to help cure the C word. And it was all music with words on a scrolling screen. But I guess they didn't like it because, he was like, I think he was cursing out the CIA, on the screen. But nevertheless, the entire video was music and tones, healing tones. So I appealed it. And usually the appeal takes a few hours or even a day for them to get back to me. I mean, literally, they got back to me in like 15 minutes. So I don't know. I think I'm sabotaged. I think they're just on to me. That I'm one of those targeted people that are just talking too much. They want to silence me, right? So yeah. So I was in day 2 timeout for 7 days. But I want to mention that I did post on my backup channel, which is Alternative Homesteading, the number 2. So my current channel is Alternative Homesteading, 2 separate words. And the backup channel is Alternative Homesteading, all one word, with homesteading as a capital letter, and the number 2. And then I have another channel, Targeted Pets, which I started. That's sort of like a backup channel. But here, let me just, I'll copy it again. See if I can copy this again. Copy link address. Let's stick this in the chat here. Okay, so there is, I think that hopefully that works. Hopefully that link works. And then, where's the target? This one. Copy link. So if you can subscribe, that would be helpful because I post here. It took me a long time to get monetized, and not all of my videos are monetized. Some of them I choose to not monetize, like if they belong to somebody else. I won't monetize the videos that I upload from TikTok because that belongs to somebody else. And I to the best of my ability, in the description section, write the name of the originator, so that the credit goes back to them. And then there are just videos that I post that YouTube will claim will have limited monetization. And the way it works is it's because they claim that not the entire video is good for their advertisers. So that's what it has to do. It has to do with their advertisers. So let's see, May. Yeah, I know exactly, Joe. I mean, what can we do? I mean, this is horrible. It's just it's absolutely amazing what's happening. But you know what? There's a lot of stuff happening to other people, and they don't know they're targeted. And you can't even wake them up. Like all these people that think they've got this long, I can't say it, the long illness. And it's like, what are you talking about? There's no such thing as the long illness. It's all made up. There's no such thing. But you just can't talk to people. But I can't talk about this because, I can't talk about it. A federal lawsuit being filed. Oh, who's filing the lawsuit? Do you know who's filing the lawsuit, Kenneth? Is it the cognitive investigative targeted justice is filing another one? Well, they filed 2 already, I think. I'm on the mailing list, so I don't remember seeing that they're filing another federal lawsuit. I know they filed the first one, then they filed another one that had to do with when people who are on the list pass away, what happens to them? So they filed about that, asking for the FOIA requests on those people that passed away. Now, I know for a fact, because I read it through some FBI information, that even when a person dies, if they're on the list, they're not removed from the list. Okay, so they're not removed. Even if you pass away and you're a targeted person, your name does not get removed. I have a lot of problems with that, but I think I know why. Because once it's off the list, then you can FOIA request the information. They don't want any of that information revealed. And I think that they're still going to collect money on that deceased person. I don't know. I mean, I'm just speculating on that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Kenneth. I mean, are you new to my channel? Oh, okay, okay. You might have some old news there because they did file the lawsuit. It was dismissed um, with prejudice, if I remember correctly, which means that they can't file again, or they can't file under those for the same cause. Um, but they could file another one. They could certainly file others, and they don't have to file them all with the federal government. I mean, they could file different lawsuits. There are so many people out there to sue. You can sue the sheriff department in every state in the United States for violating Title 18, Section 241 and 242. I mean, that would definitely go somewhere. Well, yes, the family would be able to collect on the deceased, but if the deceased is a targeted person, from what so many whistleblowers have said, is that these criminals take out secret policies on us, secret life insurance policies. So I don't know. And then other people say, well, because they have your DNA and they've stolen everything about you, they're creating a clone of you. So I don't know. This is all speculation. I don't know. This is for educational purposes only. This is just what I've heard. I don't know anything for a fact, just hearsay. So, but this book that I purchased, I mean, this is huge. But actually, now that I'm looking at the text and everything, it's probably not going to be as difficult to read or take as long as I thought it would be. Let me see how many pages it's numbered here. Let's see. Let me see. It's 586 pages. 586 pages, and some of it in the back here are documents like, oh, these are lawsuits. Oh, wait a minute. Radio frequency, microwave radiation, biological effects and safety standards, a review. So this is a research article that's in the back of this book. I'm going to have to look at this another time. And maybe this is something I can read on the channel. Not tonight. I don't have my glasses on. I'm not ready for it. I'm tired. But prior to this, they have all of the effects that the radiation, the microwave radiation, has on your physical body. Why are you asking me, do I work for a living and who pays my bills? I pay my bills. I pay my bills. And some people actually pay me for work. Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, I will have like a consulting client. Not recently, but yeah, I sell things on eBay. I've got an eBay store. So yeah, so had an eBay store since 2002. Hi, still awake. How are you? Yes, I'm still awake too. It is, let's see, it's 12:23 a.m. here in Kentucky. Yeah, so this was an impromptu live. I just wanted to let everybody know that I was back and where I disappeared to. I mean, I didn't disappear, just they too made me disappear for 7 days. I was being punished. I was in timeout for spreading medical misinformation by mirroring a video created by Zachos Breedlove Ewing, who was a targeted person who is no longer with us. And he created some like wonderful, like binaural rife tones and beats and tones and stuff. So sort of it's a little screechy, but it's infinitely better than the Dave Case CD. I'm sorry if anybody out there like loves that CD. Good for you. I can't stand to listen to it. It just grates on my nerves. Um, but I like listening to the Zachos's music and tones, and then of course other people's tones. Like I really like a YouTube creator, um, Malty. I always forget his name. Let me just pull it up 1 second. Um, 1 second. It is. And what he does is he plays the hand pan. I don't know if you're familiar with what that is. It's Yato, Yatao music, Yatao music, and it is the Malte Martin method. And he's the musician and he plays the handpan. All kind of meditation compilations. He joins in with other creators, other to create other music collaborations, and it's great. I love it. And what it does, it purports to entertain both sides of your brain at the same time. It engages both sides of your brain at the same time, which is really cool. So now we've got these tech companies worldwide that are working together to facilitate an AI takeover, an event that they call the singularity. They want to create a black hole. Well, I don't know, folks. Do you think that anybody will survive the black hole? The end game of the system is to use technology to destroy everything organic on the planet. Every natural life form on Earth is a result of being, and we all know this, slow killed as part of the coming assimilation process. And that's what's happening to targeted people. It's called Zerzexum. The the slow killing is the Freemasons like to do that. What is it called? The white glove treatment, the white glove treatment. The secret societies like to do that to targeted people. So now there's a photo here. I don't even know how much I can say because there's a photo of a sky and them spraying, um, the foliage, the plants, and the life form and stuff like that. This is the reason why they're terraforming the planet with I don't know if I can't say that word. The things in the sky that they're spraying. Transforming organic life into genetically modified organisms, targeting wildlife with mRNA gene altering jabby wabbies, dosing the water supply with, fluoride and chemicals. Oh my goodness. Actually, I'm probably not going to be able to read all of this online. I'm going to have to go through this and um, be really careful about what I read online, even though I'm reading from a book. It's not an opinion. I'm just reading from a book. And in here are a whole bunch of black and white images of modern day energy weapons have become so advanced that they can now wipe out an entire continent while it sleeps. Deep ground underground bases with Tesla howitizers can irradiate the surface of any continent with devastating ELF attacks. Energy weapons have evolved to such an extent that they can hit high-speed targets such as planes and even drone pedestrians with surgical precision miles away. Okay, now on that note, please leave a comment down below if you have seen the triangle that was cut out of my forearm. If any of you have seen the triangle that was cut out of my forearm, I'll leave a comment in the chat. If you have not, it is because BayTube took down my video. So what I did is I re-uploaded the same video minus the thumbnail. They do not want you to see what was done to my forearm. How with lasers, with a laser, with their technology here in rural Kentucky, they literally cut a triangle in my forearm under the guise of a controlled cat attack. They controlled a cat that they dumped on my property to attack me. And the cat attacked my legs. Oops. The cat attacked my legs, and it was on May Day, May 1st, which is the Illuminati witch high holiday. May Day, you know, the Maypole Day, May Day. And on that day, a cat that they dumped on my property, who was actually friendly, I was able to brush him. I even cut his nails the day before. I had put flea and tick stuff on him. He would rub on me, and we were friends. You know, he's been here for months. Well, on this particular day, he did not like my interfering with him possibly attacking one of my other cats. So I placed a box in between him and that cat. So rather than just stop, which most cats would do, or rather than claw the box, which most cats would do, he turned around like he was a human, like he was possessed, like he was a devil, like he was a demon. There was a demon in him. He turned around and lunged both claws at my legs and grabbed onto them and would not let go. I had to shake him off. He would not shake off. He actually pulled me to the ground. I was so scared. I was in shock. And then I finally get up and he lunges for my forearm. And that's like, let me tell you, there's blood everywhere. And I'm like in total shock. I've been rescuing and caring for feral cats for like 30 years. Okay, decades, literally decades. I would rescue feral cats as a child, as a 5-year-old. I'd bring home all the feral cats. I just pick them up and bring them home. So now I have no fear of an outside cat. In fact, feral cats, feral is like reword the letters, and it's fear. Feral cats are afraid of you. They will back away from you. They're not going to attack you unless you poke and prod them. This cat was not feral. He was friendly. He allowed all petting. He literally, and then he went to bite my forearm. Now, I was wearing a long sleeve compression shirt and a thick hoodie sweatshirt. Yes, on May 1st. Yes, that's the way I dress here. I wear 3 layers of clothes. And he did not bite through the sweatshirt or the long sleeve shirt. There was no hole. There was not even a poke. There was not even a nail mark. There was nothing, no marks on those clothes. They were in perfect condition. My pants were ripped to shreds, and I have a tooth mark through my new boots. But my arms were in perfect condition, except for when I took my clothes off. And I had a perfectly cut triangle in my arm. I was so alarmed, and traumatized. I'm in the trauma-based mind control satanic ritual abuse program. I'm in the MK Ultra 2.0 program. Was he groomed? Yes, he was groomed. I groomed him. But he showed up. He showed up. He was pretty clean when he was dumped. Not totally clean, but he was perfectly clean by the time, I cared for him. He was going into the cat's building. He was like an indoor-outdoor cat. So he would go into sleep at night. He was groomed. I brushed him. I cut his nails. I gave him flea and tick stuff. He ate the cat food. He even played with some of the other cats. So anyway, under the guise of the cat attack, they used some kind of laser from a distance remotely to cut their Illuminati triangle in my arm. The same triangle that they leave all over my property. Only this time it was embedded, cut into my arm. And if I could post a photo of it here, I would. I don't know that I can. Let me see. I don't even think that I can. Let's see here. Let me see. Share screen, end screen, microphone. I don't know. Message. No, I don't think I have an ability. Well, let's see. I've got a little engage with your audience. I wonder. So there's a little plus mark next to my chat here. Let's see. Start a Q&A, start a poll. Okay, I'm going to close that. That's not what I expected. I cannot add a photo. Otherwise, I would show you. But if you want to see, because they too won't allow me to post the photo, I do have them in my community section, but you'd have to scroll down. But you can email me at alternativehomesteading@gmail.com, and I will be happy to show you the triangle. I did email it to some other targeted people, and they said that is not, a cat did not do that. I said, no kidding. They used a weapon on me. And that's why they don't want, that's another reason why they don't want you to see this video, the photos of my arm. Because you too will say that was not done by a cat, especially since only the skin was broken in a perfect triangle, but I had no hole in the sweatshirt or the long sleeve compression shirt. Like, what? That makes no sense at all. So, yeah, that's what happened. But I was dripping in blood. I didn't realize how much blood I was dripping until I went to the doctor the next day. I had my phone with me, and it's like, oh my God, my phone is filled with blood. Like, I had to clean out my phone. It was really disgusting. Was he groomed? Kenneth McBride, you're asking some very bizarre questions. Like, are you a perp? Or are you a targeted person? So anyway, so I'm going to have to actually look through this book, this Transhuman Genocide, Enemy at the Gate, because I'm going to have to go back and read some of those YouTube violations and see if I'm allowed to say some of these things. So I think it's like when I took I had to take like a little test about the violation. It gave me several examples of what a right answer was and what a wrong answer was. And most of it was, the wrong answers were, if you say that this causes that, and they claim that it's not true, that's a violation. If you say that, if you're reciting a story that your friend told you about how something healed them, that's permitted. But if I say to use X, Y, and Z because it will cure X, Y, and Z, that's a violation. But it's okay if medical doctors say it. It's okay if a medical doctor says it. They're not going to get a strike. As long as it comes from a medical doctor, then it's okay. But if you've got some healing toads or herbs and you claim that they do X, Y, and Z, that's not permitted. So, anyway, I just wanted to tell the people that are here that weren't here before, I think it's a really good idea for all targeted people to have at least 4 phone numbers in your cell phone of emergency contacts in case you get Baker acted, in case you get picked up, in case you're incarcerated. And it should be across the US, like in different time zones, so that you have somebody to call to inquire about what's going on with you. Because it's really important that people call if you're in the hospital. There's just too much stuff going on in hospitals and with these EMS workers and stuff, just so that they know that you have friends on the outside looking out for you. So I think that's something we need to discuss a little bit more. On average, Joe, yeah, that's a good question. Like, how long has Kenneth how long have you been a TI? So, the more I look into it, I originally thought that it's since 2012 for me, but in hindsight, I believe it goes back at least to 2009 and maybe even earlier than that, because my divorce was going on for a long time, and I was dealing with that lawyer for a long time, and maybe I just didn't notice the signs, and maybe there was more. Maybe it was even before I ever got married. There are so many people that say that a lot of these bizarre events that happen throughout our lives are not just coincidences and that are carefully orchestrated. So I just don't have enough evidence about that being in my childhood. I feel like it's more, in my adult life that I've experienced it. So, but I'm so glad for whomever joined in the chat here. I just wanted to let you all know that I am back. I got a strike. During that time, my gate was vandalized, my propane tank was vandalized, my water catchment was vandalized, insects were thrown inside my house. Yeah, the perps don't sleep. They don't sleep. They don't get a timeout. Oh, and then I had somebody on my eBay account, 2 people buy something that I knew that they weren't interested in. They bought something that was 2 of them bought something that had been stolen. And that's what they do with my eBay account. They go into my inventory, steal something that is listed online, and then they'll set up a perp to buy it. And then when I go to look for it, it's gone. Yeah, they've stolen it. So that's been going on since New Jersey. It's just so insidious. It's like nonstop garbage harassment. But if anybody's interested, because there really is this satanic agenda, with I don't know, just you see it in the news, and as a targeted person, you might be experiencing some of it. Well, Candace Owens did like a whole video today on it. I guess it was after, after the Olympics and some other things and stuff like that. I did not see the Olympics. I don't have a TV. So this is just kind of hearsay. But she was going on and on about the agenda of these people, and a lot of the people that target us are worship the devil. That's what they do. They are possessed. They work for the dark side. So I found it interesting, and I was like applauding her in the background, like I'm like, yes, like yes, she could get away with saying it and not get banned from YouTube, right? So yeah, she was on a roll for about 45 minutes. talking about the agenda. Had no wait. Had no idea you. Oh, I have not done a live in since last year, and I wanted to do them more frequently. But what happened was, I'm having a lot of laptop issues, even during this impromptu live. I got a pop up that says I'm low. I have a low disk space, and I'm getting this all the time now. And it doesn't matter. I've deleted programs. I went into all of my email accounts, deleted all, the emails that you save that you don't really need. I deleted thousands of emails, um, a half a dozen applications that I didn't need, files, photos I didn't need, and still, I just don't have enough space. And I'm pretty sure the reason is having these YouTube channels, because the YouTube takes up space on my phone. It takes up space in my emails. Every time somebody posts a comment, I receive an email. I have to upload videos. The videos take up a lot of space on my phone and on YouTube, and then in my system here because I'm backing them up, right? So even though I've got this little external hard drive, yeah, exactly. I think I think that is the primary issue. I never had problems with this laptop until I moved to Kentucky. Never. I mean, I had it opposite, um, my main computer at home that I still have that I don't use any much money anymore, and it's so old, But I never had problems with this laptop. It literally looked brand new. And what these effers did is, um, I have streaks across the screen now. I had the original tag on the laptop. They scratched the tag. They cut a hole in the side of the metal. These people are just disgusting, right? They're so evil, so jealous. It's just unbelievable. They want everything that you have to look horrible. They've destroyed like my clothes. Like every one of my sweatshirts now has chemical stain marks on it. The shirt that I'm wearing now has chemical stains on it. I don't even want to wear these anymore. Mats and Miles. I don't know. Oh hi. Oh hi there. Hi everyone. This was just impromptu. I just wanted to let everybody know because people were asking like, what happened? You weren't uploading any videos. It's been a long time, and it's because I got a strike. Somebody reported a video that I mirrored more than a year ago of Zacho's Breedlove Ewing, who is a target guy who was unalived. He was a young guy, so he's no longer with us, and I wanted to save his work and repost it. And I know other people have saved his work and reposted it, and they said it was a medical misinformation. Okay, they're healing tones. Okay, where is does it? They're not even anybody's talking, right? You upload his videos too. Please continue to upload his videos and save them because if they could take down the video that I have, they're probably taking down his videos too. So that's a concern. But even though the video is taken down, I still have it. I mean, I saved it. Oh, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, we need to have this more often. I really wanted to do a live over the weekend, but I have to tell you, this has been a real problem. These criminals, they read your mind. They know what you're thinking. They see through your eyes. At least for me. Hi there. Yes, I'm back because I was in YouTube timeout. Yeah, YouTube timeout for 7 days, but I do have a backup channel. It's Alternative Homesteading and the number 2. And then the other channel is Targeted Pets. So I was posting on both of those. So let me just find the link again. I reposted here. Let's see. So there is the Targeted Pets. Please subscribe to it. Let me get this one too. Because it takes a very long time to become monetized, and I've spent so much time. Like, I have over 1,100 videos on my channel. It's amazing. I mean, I started off doing these cute little TikToks and then moving them to YouTube, and then I started posting my evidence. Yes, definitely save Duncan's work, and any video, any interview. Yes, targeted pets. So I post links to, well, no, I shouldn't say I post links. I hashtag it in every one of my descriptions, and I don't mention it enough. I need to mention it more. So I've got targeted pets and alternative homesteading too. I'm also on Rumble and BitChute, but I've only posted, the 1 or 2 videos just to keep a channel up there. I just don't have time. It's very time consuming, uploading. There have been times when it's taken me hours to upload one video to YouTube. I don't know if it's between my phone, the internet connection and stuff. I just don't have the time to do this. So, yeah, so go to Targeted Pets. I haven't finished the channel at all. I mean, I've got so many more videos to post there. But again, I have to be careful about the types of photos and videos I post there because my animals have been tortured. Like, I was able to get away with stuff like photos and images on Facebook that I don't think I can get away with on YouTube. Like, they literally pulled the eyes out of one of my cat's head. So, let's see. You just subscribe. Oh, thank you, SDL. Thank you. You'll see that there's some cute videos there. A lot of the videos that are posted there are short. And what I've been doing with the targeted pets is I've been finding my trail cam videos that are like, I don't know, some of them are 10 seconds or 20 seconds or up to 40 seconds long. And I've been uploading them to targeted pets because some of them are just so cute. And it's like the memories of my caring for the feral cat colony in Manalapan, New Jersey. And I also want people to see that, yes, this is what I did every day. I cared for a feral cat colony in New Jersey, and I worked. Yeah, yes, I'm like the real deal. That's why the local cat people in New Jersey hated me. They hated me. They were so jealous. Yeah, they're very sick. Very, very sick. So I'll be posting more to targeted pets just because I really want to save a lot of those videos from the trail cameras. But trail cameras, let me tell you, they are a pain in the neck. Because my trail cameras, what they would do is they would take one still photo and then a video. And it would be the same thing. So you'd have a still photo and then the video. And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And none of them are labeled except for the date. So I'm like scanning through them and labeling the ones that I want to upload that I think are cute. And then you could actually see me. You could actually physically see me at the cat colony, what it looked like. I had it all set up back in the woods. I had straw all over the floor there. I'd bring bales and bales of straw to keep the dirt down and keep the cats clean and stuff. So yeah, so the targeted pets and then alternative homesteading, the number 2 is the backup channel. But hopefully, I'm going to be careful about what I post. I can't post anything like medical. And also, this is how I know my channel is stalked by that cyberstalker, the one that's like a chimp, the one that is like a monkey, the one that is, the gorilla. And of course, he's listening now. I know he's listening now because he even said on one of his videos that, oh, every time she has a live, before she logs off and makes it that nobody can, take it, there's like a setting on it. I've already downloaded it. So he already gave it away. He's a stalker. So any of you guys that follow that creepo, he's a stalker. He's a cyber stalker. He's paid by the deep state. And he downvotes all of my videos. So I posted today on this channel this very short video of the day that I was moving and all of the pet carriers, the blue pet carriers around in a semicircle. It was downvoted to 50%. Why would somebody downvote that brief video unless they're trying to discredit me about what I did? Because literally what I did in moving those cats from New Jersey to Kentucky, I'm sorry, there is not any national feral cat agency that was willing to help me or even do that. They claim they do, but they don't. They don't. Well, and they don't anymore because they're getting old. They're not doing that anymore, and half the people that they hire get either fired or they leave because they're treated so bad. Oh yes. Oh, do you remember that cartoon? We have a gorilla for sale, a gorilla for sale. Yeah, that one, the gorilla person, the gorilla boy. I call him Gorilla Boy. He doesn't like when I talk about him. I don't like when he talks about me. But see, I never knew about him before. I actually, when I started creating videos, I guess it was maybe a year into creating videos. I had like under 500 people at the time, subscribers. And I was reaching up to 500 subscribers and posting a lot of videos and stuff. And suddenly, this creep starts stalking me for an entire year. A year. Making videos about me, putting me down. He actually left a voicemail on my phone. And you can hear it. It's on my channel. Go look it up. You can go look it up. He left me a voicemail. Would send me emails. He was literally stalking, harassing me nonstop every day. So I reported him to the police. And then I reported him to the Attorney General. I reported to YouTube every day. Not once. I reported him several times a day. Like literally every day. I just cut and pasted my complaint into, the mails. There's no reason why anybody needs to be treated this way. And, I know this sounds bizarre and stuff because I don't sound like it and I probably don't look like it, although they're really slow killing me over here. I mean, I've definitely aged since I'm living here. And the women in our family don't age, but they're making me age very quickly here because they're targeting my eyes, my legs, everything. But usually he's harassing like the young TIs, the young targeted women, the young targeted men. The guys in their 20s and 30s. Here he is messing with like I was 64 years old at the time that he starts harassing me, and it's like, you're kidding me. you're freaking kidding me. Like, you are old enough to be my son. You're young enough to be my son. So let's see, to watch Duncan now. It does makes me very sad. It does. And nobody should be censored. I agree. I mean, especially when I'm reading the works of something else. I'm reading a book. I'm reading a research article. but I believe it's because I'm a targeted person. I believe that there are not only the deep state that watches my channel and my Quora posts and my Facebook, but they pay these provocateurs to stalk me. I mean, you could tell who they are. I didn't know immediately. I didn't know like a year ago. Now it's just so obvious to me. When you click on their profile, you see who they're responding to, and you're the only one they're responding to generally. Um, and there are a lot of gamers. Now, I'm not. This is not an insult to any of you people that love to play those games, but honestly, because I'm older than you guys, I have no idea what you see in those games. It's not reality. I mean, it's like going on a trip every day, you know, like an alter reality. Why would you want to do that? It doesn't, I don't know. I cannot wrap my mind around it. It's just a waste of time. But anyway, but all of these cyber stalkers are gamers, okay? It's sort of like, I don't know, can I say it? The pedo people, all of those people, they're and this and I study this, right? The serial murderers, the serial rapists have been interviewed over year after year after year. They're interviewed. Yes, 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 yes. Well, all those things that you just mentioned, I do. Um, I have the Plurell. I take that every day. I actually just sent it to my daughter for her to take. I really like. I like it. It's easy to take. Well, the cilantro extract, I don't. I just actually eat the raw, like the organic cilantro. Let me see. Yes, yes, yes. The gamers sitting in their mommy's basements. They have to be very unhealthy. Could you imagine? I mean, it's bad enough being a TI and not being able to get enough sleep. But these guys and women, men and women, do not get enough sleep because they're up playing games all night long. It's they really they're addicted to it. Okay, so I'm reading Max and Miles. What you said? I got old last year. Well, that's what I tell people. I looked young until I was being attacked only a few years ago. Um, I'm a healthy man with no medical issues. They have messed with my health. I can validate that 100%. If you look at even the video, I've got like one video on my YouTube channel of me the first year I moved here. I don't even look like the same person. And like I said, the women in my family age very well. Like my mother was getting hit on. My mother was in her 80s and she was getting hit on by men in their 40s and 50s. And I kid you not, like they were always asking her out because people were shocked when she died, when she was unalived during the 19 debacle, which she did not have, tested negative, did not have, but they placed her on those protocols anyway. And you could hear my testimony on that with Dr. Brian Artis on his channel. Um, if anybody wants the link to it, I don't know. Can I post it here? Yeah, maybe I can post it here. 1 second. I can post it here. Let me see. Yeah, all right, let me get this here. So I'm interviewed here by Dr. Brian Artis on what happened with my mother. But let me see. Let me get it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to post that link in the chat right now for anybody that wants it. That's my interview with Dr. Brian Artis. Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much. Again, this was Impromptu I really want to start doing a live over the weekends. I mean, it probably won't be every weekend. Maybe it'll be twice a month or once a month. But why don't you guys think about what day? Do you prefer like a Friday night, a Saturday, or a Sunday? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Saturday night would be good or Friday night. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I'm a targeted person. I stay up late anyway. I stay up late anyway. It just has to be, unfortunately, has to be after 10 p.m. That will change as the days get shorter because my guinea hens, my guineas, they don't go into the coop. Although they went in tonight around 9:15. Saturday, yeah, Saturday is a good day. Yeah, because Friday everybody's like it's getting through the week and everything. That's probably a better day for me too. But again, I have to check out. I've got to get my guineas in and my cats fed and stuff. It's usually maybe 9:30. You have a purple left foot. Oh my goodness, that's not good. That's really bad. You need to be soaking that foot in Epsom salt and baking soda. Oh goodness, no, 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 no. And they do target your feet. Every targeted person I've spoken to, good night, SDL, good night, everybody. And if you have to leave, good night. I mean, I understand it's late, and I'm going to be signing off too. But I just wanted to address that they target your ankles and feet. They targeted my ankle overnight. I mean, I could feel it to the touch now. And I actually wrote myself a note. I emailed myself a note about it with a photo because they leave a mark too. They leave a red mark on your body. You're not going to be targeted all night long and wake up with no marks on your body and just pain. You will find it there. It'll be there. You'll find a slice mark, you'll find a little burn, you'll find something. A blister. That's what was happening. That's how I started to feel it in New Jersey. I would wake up with blisters between my toes. It's like what's with that? Yeah, so I would wake up with blisters between my toes. And then my feet would be so hot and red. And then by the time I got to Kentucky, years later, they literally cut triangle at the middle of my toenail. Yes, yes. And they also target the feet for reflexology purposes because every there are trigger points at the bottom of the feet that coincide to every other portion of the body. Your big toe, the bottom of your big toe, the point of it coincides with your brain. So if you look up, and I actually have a reflexology chart of the foot that shows you where the pressure points are at the bottom of the feet, bottom and top of the feet, that coincide with every body part. Yes, yes, with the neurological system through the feet. Yes, and yes, the central nervous system. They have messed with my central nervous system so bad. Like I've always told people, like my central nervous system is so sensitive. That's probably why, like, as a child, like I would be psychic and have these immediate reactions to people and stuff. Yeah, that's a good idea to stop taking. Okay, I can't give you that advice. I can't, I'm not going to give you that advice, but the good for you for doing that. Good for you. Yes, there are also, just so you know, there's reflexology points on the palm of your hands. A reflexology points on the palm of your hands and all over your feet. I know because I used to go to a reflexologist during my divorce. My divorce was so stressful that yeah, so I went to a reflexologist, like I don't know if it was weekly or monthly. Um, so I'm very familiar with that. That's not good. That purple, that's really bad. You have like no circulation going on there. That's very bad. You need to really work on that. You need to get a massager, get a foot massager, massage your feet all the time. you could actually buy shoes. I used to wear Dr. Scholl's um, as a teenager, and they actually massage your feet. They're shaped to your foot, and then there are other shoes out there that have like these little rubber nodules or whatever, and you walk on them, and it's massaging the bottom of your feet. So, I mean, you can also like when you sleep, you can buy ankle magnets that wrap around your ankles. Um, that might help. But yeah, they go after your legs. They want to, in my opinion, they want to disable us. That I think that's their goal. If they can't incarcerate you, if they can't Baker Act you, if they can't discredit you enough, they want to disable you somehow. They want to get you sick. So I could imagine that after a long drive, it would be. I mean, I know that when I'm in the car for too long, like I've got to get out. I remember like driving my daughter back and forth to university, and then when she was interviewing for universities, we'd have to drive sometimes 2 hours away. I could not wait to get out of the car and stretch out my back. I just can't sit for that long. And that's another reason why I haven't been doing the lives because I'm usually sitting for a longer time than I can, and I'm in a very uncomfortable position in a very uncomfortable chair. Well, that too. You know, that's a good point. I never thought about that, but yeah, driving exposes you more to the EMF. That's a good point because, and also it depends on where you're driving. It depends on where you're driving. Like I mentioned on my channel that in Manalapan, when I was driving through English Town, specifically, I was at a stoplight and I went to make the left turn, and immediately a cop pulls me over. You know, he's one of these young, smiley, cute cops, and I said, "Why? You know, why'd you pull?" Yeah, he said, "You want to know why I pulled you over?" And I said, "Why? You know, like what did I do?" He said, "Well, your I don't remember if it was license or registration. Something was about to expire, and maybe it was my registration. Something is about it was about to expire." I said, "Okay, well, thank you for letting me know." I mean, I had already, you know, paid for it, but the payment didn't hit or whatever. So it was sort of like a warning. But then he said, and he had like a little grin on his face. He said, "Do you want to know how I knew?" Well, yes, I do want to know how you know. Tell me. And he said, "You see that sign over there?" And I turned, and it was like a billboard sign, like a neon sign in front of uh, the town building, the English town building. He said, "We have cameras in there." I said, "Really? Like those cameras are scanning the license plate. Every time somebody stops there, you are being scanned. Your license plate is being scanned. Everything is being scanned. So that means I was exposed to some EMF just waiting at a traffic light because they've got cameras everywhere. So that's concerning that we are being bathed in electromagnetic frequencies. And then you wonder why birds are dropping from the sky and bats can't find their way home with their radar. So anyway, but thank you all for, let's see, coincidentally your right foot. Yeah, they in my experience, they usually target one side more than the other. I don't know if it's intentional. I think it's because whichever position you're laying in, like when you're sleeping, wherever the device is coming from, it has to get over one portion of the body to get to the other. This is just my makeshift uh, analysis of it. I don't know if they're targeting one part of the body over the other. I think they're just targeting the entire body, but the entire body's not getting the same as every body part. Oh, that's interesting. It's higher on the passenger side. Well, that's interesting. Well, that would lead me to believe that whatever vehicle you're in, that there's something in the vehicle. I don't know. I'm no master driver. I hardly drive. There have been months where I have not driven into town. There have been months where I've not gone to my post office box, or gone into town for anything. And even when I lived in New Jersey, I would drive, out, go to the cat colony, go to the grocery store. I didn't drive much. I just didn't drive much. I don't have a lot of mileage on my vehicle. Um, yeah, of course it's intentional. Hi everybody. Intentional radiator bingo. Yeah, yeah. Well, these are psychopaths. These people are paid to do these horrible things, and one of my wonderful subscribers recommended a video that I listened to. It was like Confessions of a Gang Stalker. It was the creepiest thing. It was so creepy. I was so angry, and I started listening to some of the other other videos, and he's a private contractor. He gets hired by the elite to do some of the most unthinkable things, and he confesses about some of the things that he's been asked to do against targeted people, and that got paid so well. So, but anyway, it's a 1:15 a.m. here, and I'm going to sign off. Thank you all for chiming in this evening. This was impromptu. So the next time I have a live, I will send around information about it. I'll alert you to it so that you're aware of it, and it'll definitely be earlier than it was tonight. I think I signed on here like 11 or 11:30. So anyway, yeah. So we've been live for almost 2 hours. So I'm going to end here. Thank you, everybody. And you'll be able to listen to this, in case there's something that you missed. I did start reading from this book, Transhuman Genocide, The Enemy at the Gate, The Ultimate Guide to Directed Energy Weapons. I started reading a little bit from here. I went into, I thanked everybody for all the birthday wishes. And of course, after thanking people for the birthday wishes, I had to disappear because I was reported for a video that I did not even create, that somebody else created, that I mirrored. And it was about a year old. And it was healing tones, binaural beats. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. I hope everybody has a good night and safe, and have some sweet dreams.